2. This is my final video. Again, the camera is lagging, so hopefully we can keep up. So one-on-one position, me versus this guy. It's me and him, we're dancing around. One-on-two position. It's a straight line. Me versus this guy and versus this guy. Alright? Of course it's this one come out. Okay. So the reason why this is a triangle. This guy's over here. This guy's over here. And the most dangerous guy is the asshole behind me. Alright? So they are in triangle formation. And a lot of people teach you how to fight in a triangle. So one back elbow, one right here, back elbow, one right here. Understand? I'm dancing between these three guys. Alright? Okay. Now we got a square formation. So now I have 4 guys that I have to deal with. This is why it's a square formation. I have 4 opponents that I have to fight. I do not have a lot of options. Outside the fact that my hands are not bound, for this video, I got 4 options. Alright? I'm the asshole in the middle. So whoever comes at me first gets hit first. Because I have 4 options. They're not all going to come together. It's not going to be like the movies. But in the event that it is like the movies, you need to be like the movies. Boom, boom, boom. You need to be ready for a 4-man attack. Alright? Alright. Now you got 5 people. Alright? Your ass, the monkey in the middle. Now you got a problem. And the reason you have a problem is because I positioned that guy right here in the front. These guys are in striking distance, so they're the first 2 you need to take out. Whether they are moving or not, these are your 2 most dangerous opponents because they are behind you. So if you're right here, you're fucked. You want to take a step back so that you are in position to strike. Alright? Now this guy's talking all that shit and they're huffing and puffing and getting ready. And you're standing right here. Boom! Now you have struck. And you struck first. Because you're already outnumbered, so you better make a fucking decision. You better make it the best damn decision that's going to save your ass. Alright? My hands are not bound, so that makes it a fuck ton easier. I will rebound myself to show you do's and don'ts again, but we'll save that for another game. You guys are going to have to remind me to do this. But in this 5-star formation, when I was here, I was in danger by 5. Alright? Because anywhere I step, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy. But because I decided that if I'm going to get fucked up, I'm going to choose how I go out. Alright? So I'm going to strike first. I step back. Boom! I got both of these guys. Now these 3 guys, they have to come in to get me because those 2 guys are dead. And I've hit both of them in the testicles, which gives me a better fighting chance than trying to hit them somewhere else. Now let's say they're all very, very tall. So I can't hit them in the testicles. They're going to crack their fucking knees. Boom! They're going to come down to my level. Boom! Boom! Now I got both of them down. I want to put both of them right here. So if I can get both of them right here, I have somewhat of a defense barrier against their 3 friends. And you're probably thinking, no, James, that doesn't make any kind of sense. That's some movie bullshit. It is some movie bullshit that is going to save your ass because sometimes the shit you see in the movies do work. Do I recommend emulating that? Fuck no. But when you are in a fight, you will be amazed at what the fuck works when you try. I learned my tornado kicks from the movies. I did not learn them in school. I got them taught to me better once I got to school. My Kempo teacher instructed my hurricane kick. My Taekwondo teacher refused to teach me the tornado kick. But by the time I started taking Kempo, I had already knew the tornado kick. But the hurricane kick was the same goddamn kick the Kempo teacher taught me. I learned the reverse tornado kick the That would be this from Michael Wolff and Brian Genesis. Watching them do it, then I was able to do it. I.e., I practiced and practiced, and I used to be a fuck ton better than what you just saw. That ragamuffin piece of shit that I just did no longer counts as what I used to be able to do. I'm also 47. It's not an excuse to tell the truth. But the reason why I chose to position myself to the two guys in the back, because they're outnumbered if I would have went forward. Now, earlier when my hands were down, you guys saw me do that and roll. Now, if I can't fight, that is another option. And the reason why that is an option is because there's probably going to be a wall behind me, and I won't be able to go. And if I'm in this position, it's easier to charge the one guy in the front versus the two guys on each side of me, which makes more chronological sense to get this guy, even if he's the biggest guy, to get him first. And then I can roll off of him and escape, unless this motherfucker's reflexes like Spider-Man, where he can grab me before I can get away from him. Then I'm in trouble. I understand that shit. But while it's in a 5-man formation or the star formation, instead of doing like they teach you in class where, right block, back punch, left block, back punch, forward punch, because it's in the star formation and this is more than likely the way they're coming in. Notice I did the blocks, the block, back elbow, the block, and back elbow. Now, if you notice the difference, when I block this guy, I back elbow this guy, only because of the position that he's the closest one to me. When I block this guy, and I'm in the position where this guy's the closest to me, so I back elbowed him. And then I come at the front guy, because I'm hoping that every hit that I've done on these guys has wiped their ass the fuck out. So this is the part where you have to understand something about martial arts. This is the most important thing that I will ever tell to you. It's not going to matter how big these guys are. It's going to matter how good and how direct you are. First off, it is not how hard you hit someone. It is where you hit them. So everybody's going to give me some shit now, and I'm going to take it. But for Kempo, there is 365 pressure points in the human body. Everybody who's against pressure points, fuck you. They work if done properly. If taught properly, pressure points do work. Pain, discomfort, whatever you want to fucking call it, pressure points do work. So I'm going to use pressure points in the way that I know that they are going to work. Because I'm going to hit you in soft flush. I'm hitting you in your solar plexus, or I'm hitting you in the fucking sternum. I'm hitting you somewhere where it's going to stop you from breathing. Because if you can't breathe, it doesn't matter if you're as big as Andre the Giant or as small as Pee Wee Herman. If you can't breathe, you can't fuck me up. Which means I've won this fight because I fucked you up. Each and every one of these guys that I'm going to hit, I'm going to hit somewhere that's going to stop them from getting the fucking air they need to keep fighting. Motherfucker can't breathe, he can't fight. Period. Doesn't matter if he's the best martial artist on the planet. Doesn't matter if he's the worst martial artist on the planet. If he cannot breathe, he cannot hurt you. And the bigger you are, the harder I'm going to fucking hit you. I'm going to punch you here and try to pull my fist all the way through your fucking back. Period. Now why is that? Because I have Napoleon syndrome. No, it's because I need to do that to survive. It's not a fact that I'm 5'3". It is a fact that you are going to be bigger than me. Everybody's bigger than me. And the bigger you are, the harder you intend on hitting me. So I'm going to make damn sure I give you that back in kind. And twice over. Because you're a big guy, I'm a little guy. I'm going to make damn sure that you remember to not let your size lead you to the hospital, the morgue, or the graveyard. Just because you're bigger than somebody does not mean you can whoop that ass. And you better learn that shit really fucking fast. Doesn't matter what martial arts style you do. You better understand that no one on earth is unbeatable. No one. Not me, not you, nobody. Now, this is where I say this. This is the most important thing, other than what I just said. This is the most important thing that you're going to need to know. There is no such thing as a superior martial art. There are only superior martial artists. If you are good at Taekwondo and I am better at Taekwondo, that does not mean that you suck at Taekwondo. It just means I'm better at Taekwondo. If you are good in JKD and I beat your ass with JKD, I am better at JKD. Doesn't mean you suck, it just means I'm better than you at your skill. If you are good at Wing Chun and I beat you with Wing Chun, I am a better Wing Chun practitioner than you. That's not saying that you suck. It's just saying your Wing Chun game needs a little bit of improvement. Same with other styles. If you are good with BJJ and I whip your ass, and I suck at BJJ, so the possibility of me beating you with BJJ is not going to happen. The possibility of me beating you with Taekwondo, Kempo, and Kung Fu or Wushu while you do BJJ is why I'm going to beat you. Because if you're a BJJ practitioner, this is the part where the video goes from good to bad to worse. If you're a BJJ practitioner, you and I both know you got to get my ass on the ground for BJJ to be effective. I'm not going to let that shit happen. Anyone who's, if you're not in the dojo, honestly, true to God, BJJ is only for dojo shit. And unlike everyone else believes, to the contrary, all fights do not go to the ground. Don't believe that bullshit for a New York minute. People who try to take the fight to the ground is generally somebody who either knows BJJ or somebody who just can't fucking fight. So they figure that if I can get you on the ground and I can hold you there, I can beat your ass because I'm holding you. That is fact. However, you got to get them to the ground first. But see, I can still stay up under you fighting. Now, I did learn enough BJJ that I can use that shit on you. I learned the shit from the Army. I suck at it. I'll admit that I suck at it. But here's the thing. Your ass got to get me down. And that ain't going to be an easy task. But let's say you're doing Wushu, and I beat you with Wushu, which I also started to suck at because of my hip replacement, and I no longer am able to do high-flying maneuvers. So if I beat you with grounded Wushu, that does not mean your Wushu sucks. It just means I'm better at Wushu, and I'm better at reading the move that you are throwing at me, which is another very important thing that you must know about martial arts. You need to be able to read somebody's move when they're coming. When they're coming, if they're in a certain position and they're about to double side kick your shit, boom, boom, you need to be able to see that shit coming. Even if you can't see it coming, you need to be able to see it coming. So it's double, it's low, high for me. Some people do high, low. Boom, boom. I hate high, low, so I'm going to do low, high. Because high, low doesn't really work good for me because I'm short. Excuse me, low, high doesn't really work good for me. No, high, low does not work good for me because I'm short and I have to adapt. Where if I'm already on the ground, the low kick works better because I'm already there, boom, boom. And it's easier for that. The downside of that is you can see that shit coming. Where if I go high and you slide under, so if I do this, and I can't get my leg back down fast enough, you're going to take this leg from under me. That's going to put me on my back. So we don't want that. But if I go low, like if I go waist, boom, boom, and then throat, I got a better chance of nailing you versus me going throat, boom, boom, and then waist. Now, so as you see, I can do both. Yeah. Still going to put me in a position where I need to be that. You need to be able to read what I'm going to throw. So if I'm doing this, I switch off, boom, boom, and you don't see that coming, now the fight's mine. So let's say I do this, boom, switch, boom, boom. If I'm constantly switching my feet and constantly moving and constantly changing my style as I move in engagement, you have a problem. You need to be able to read my style. You need to be able to understand how that shit works. Shout out to Drink and Play, by the way. Shout out to Drink and Play. Can't wait to go back. You gotta understand how this shit works. Everything that I'm showing you is based in fact and reality. You have to understand that if a person is bigger than you, that does not mean they're gonna whoop your ass. This means you, the little guy, has to work a little bit harder. Size is an obstacle. Skill is indefinite. You got better skills, it's not gonna matter what style someone's fighting you. You need to have fighting experience and you need to have skill. And if you don't have either one of those, GTS. Simple as that. You're going to fuck to sleep. Now I got these guys in a star formation. I'm going to show you another don't. Alright. So, this guy, and this guy, they are the farthest from me. This guy and that guy are the most dangerous. I don't go this way. Because he can block me, he can got me, and then these two guys can brush me from that side. In this position as a do, again, I implore you to make a decision. My decision is to take the two guys out that's behind me. Also, this guy's the closest. So I'm probably going to hit him with lethal ordnance. Boom. Boom. Now, if those guys are rocked, if these guys are engaging, boom. 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 Now, if you noticed, not once did I do a spinning back kick. Alright? I'm going to explain that. So in this video. The reason why I didn't do a spinning back kick, alright, so see, boom, 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 boom. Now, let's do it again. I'm going to add the spinning back kick. Boom, boom. Okay, they're both done. Boom. He's too far away, and what if he ducks? If he ducks, all of this is open. And it also put me in a position to get hit in the face by this guy. So now you understand. There are a lot of do's and don'ts that you need to deal with when dealing with martial arts. There's a lot of things that's going to not work in your favor while dealing with martial arts. There are going to be a lot of things that are just going to fall short. And when that happens, you're going to be in deep shit. Now, also, I could have did the triangle and square again, but we'll save that for another video because I want to see what I get from this video first. But yeah, you know, you have to be able to understand that there are a lot of things that can go wrong in a fight, as I saw you, yeah. And then there's a lot of things that can go right. More things often go wrong than right. And you need to understand that when you are in a fight situation, you don't know what's going to happen until the fight starts. You really don't. And then all of a sudden, you know, when the paper hits the fan, you're going to know. Also, the thing is, you know, that's 5-on-1. I don't know what skills they have. And honestly, I don't have time to give a damn. It's 5-on-1. I need to have my shit together. I need to have my P's and Q's, and it doesn't matter what style they bring to the table. My ass needs to survive. See, a lot of people fight for the W. A lot of people fight for victory. I fight for the S. I fight to survive. I'm 5'3". I am 125 pounds soaking wet. I'll be damned if I'm going to let anybody walk over top of me, no matter how big they are. I do not suffer from Napoleon syndrome. I suffer from I will fuck your shit up syndrome. So don't think because you're bigger that you're better. Don't think because you're bigger you're stronger. I already know that you're stronger. But that doesn't mean you're going to win. That's just an obstacle that I have to overcome. And all short people will have to overcome that shit. So that being said, I want to thank you guys for being here. I'm going to send my people from TikTok to watch you guys. And that being said, this is Kung Fu Havoc number 2. Again, shout out to Drinking Plate, J-Diz. That being said, this is Kung Fu Havoc number 2. Be seeing you.